Happy Tuesday, everybody, from me and Star Blessings. This is a Lemurian quartz skull, very rainbowy, that will be going into my shop soon. I can't find my ruler. I'm still, as you know, as I told you yesterday, I just moved into this house about a month ago, so I'm still finding things. My rulers, my skull scales, all my skulls. I mean, they're just coming out slowly, and so I'm letting that happen organically, but I do think it takes about a year to really move in. We moved in 16 years ago to our last house, and then we had a second house in Virginia that we had for about 4 years that, ooh, Ace of Cups, lots of emotions coming in. It's just that time of year. That we had for 4 years that we just sold. So I think it's moving 2 houses in here, moving a couple kids out, doing all that, that's making things unique. You know, it's just a unique move, and all moves are, right? As you know, this is the second day of the new moon in Gemini. My intention for this season, or this moon, was to give up Starbucks. Some of you know that. If you watched my videos yesterday, I'm kind of in my fight the man stage. I guess that's what the new moon in Gemini is teaching me, is to release some things. And so I looked at it and I thought, okay, well, shopping is when you move into a new house, there's stuff, right? You need to, the stuff that was in the old house that you'd had for 16 years or more just doesn't look the same, right? So, and then the Starbucks. Oh, I can't anymore. And, you know, the planet's just crazy right now. So I started feeling like I'm going to start a channel on money. Everybody needs to, we all need to reconnect with our sense of source. So anyway, I thought, well, they're about to shut my water off here in Dallas. They're going to shut off this street, or maybe a few more streets, the water, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, I thought, you know what, then it's time for me to sit down and do my videos. So being the second day of the new moon in Gemini, I'm going to use the Madhouse Tarot by Eugene Vinitski that I just received. And let's look at the energies around that. What are we supposed to be releasing? What would be good for us to bring in? What would be good for us to let go of? I think I'm going to read this deck. This deck feels like it just wants to be read upright, because it's already, Madhouse Tarot is very, it's sort of a psychological look at people, the cards, what's in their minds. It's more of a cerebral deck. So I'm just going to read it cards together and see what it can tell us about what's maybe some useful advice for this upcoming season for the collective. We'll just see. And I don't expect it to tell me that Starbucks is good for me, but maybe it'll say, you know, we need to spend more time with our joy and our creativity and our laughing, our happiness. So let's find out. Oh, this one wants to hop out. 2 of Swords. Look at this. That's a very rich card, isn't it? Look at the art. How gorgeous is that? When we have the 2 of Swords, we know it's a choice point. And as you can, as I was just talking about, it's dark, it's light on one side. Which way are we going to go this season? Are we going to tend toward releasing too much airy-fairy, or do we want to release dark thoughts such as rage, sadness, envy? One thing I've noticed on my journey this year in the move and everything else, because when you move, you can't help it. You're going through stuff. You're getting rid of a lot of stuff. You're making things better, right? Or at least you hope you are. And in this case, as I told y'all yesterday, my husband's got prostate cancer. So when we just packed up and moved, right? Because just needed to change, wanted to move forward. different things. Moving with a house with a pool, I couldn't take care of that yard anymore by myself. So you leave 16 years worth of memories behind. We've been married for 38 years. So, and even in marriage, I mean, or relationships, it's, do you want to focus on the light or do you want to focus on the dark? Do you want to focus on your blessings and gratitude, or do you want to continue to live in the past? So either side, there's a benefit. Either side, there's a choice. It is a choice point. And how do you get there? What are you going to choose? So that's the first thing that we're hearing. 3 of Cups. Follow your joy. Follow your bliss. Is that with community or your family? Or in my case, I spend a lot of time with my skull family, my dragon family, my crystals, my business, my family, my grandchildren, my dogs, but joy. What brings you joy? What makes you happy? So this is a very, very cutting loose illustration of celebration and joy. I mean, what do we want to celebrate? I mean, it is a crazy time on the planet right now, but what do we want to celebrate? What can we look at and be grateful for? And maybe if we pay more attention to that, then the dark will naturally move away. If you've been feeling depression, and I feel called to talk about that, because I really think I had depression when I found out my husband had prostate cancer. The month before his surgery, I just slept. I just didn't know what they were going to find. I slept and I gritted my teeth and ground my teeth. So I do think it wasn't depression. It was more like hanged man energy, right? Like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen next? So now we're in this place of, I mean, we still don't know what's going to be the end result, but being in this new house, the grandbabies being over here all the time and everything, it feels very celebratory. And so we're really trying to focus on that and not the fear, if that makes any sense to you. I mean, this illustration is just joy. And so we need to find our bliss. That's the only thing that's going to get us through the crazy times on this planet right now. And I have a funny feeling, and I could be wrong, but I have a funny feeling that going into December, from now until December, I have a funny feeling it's going to get, I think there's going to be a little bit of craziness. I just have this funny feeling that we need to keep our heads together and keep our spirits up, right? And the last card today is the Page of Coins. And this looks like a very dark image because you see the black cat in the back, although I love black cats, don't get me wrong. But there's also, it appears that he's using his quill. He's got a cut on his arm that he's writing with blood. And you've heard writers, especially I think it was Ernest Hemingway, say over the years that, oh yeah, writing's easy. You just, was it Ernest Hemingway or Truman Capote? Anyway, said, yeah, oh yeah, writing's easy. You just open up a vein and out it comes. Paraphrasing. But anyway, this is a person who's very much, there's a rainbow on that. Do you see that? How strange that that's coming in like that on that card. It's like, it's not an orb. It's some kind of creative, happy spirit. Something. Anyway, that's quite beautiful. But anyway, the Page of Coins, you're trying to decide. You're moving forward. You want to, obviously money is something we all think about, right? And so this would be the Page of Pentacles. But you get to make your choices. What creativity do you want? What do you want to bring forward? What's your journey? What's your path? Looks like he's signing a contract, but he might be writing in a book. In some way, he's following his art and he's following his path. I take this to mean that he has a spirit animal nearby. Now, again, this is my reading, my interpretation. It's just for entertainment, guidance, whatever you want to take from it. You know, you may read these cards entirely different, but he's an artist, maybe Florentine times, and he, you know, from the Florentine area, or I don't think England. He definitely focusing on his creativity, and he's kind of to himself. He's kind of keeping his thoughts and ideas to himself, and he's focusing on bringing those ideas to life. And sometimes it does feel like, as Americans modernly say, you know, getting blood from a turnip or whatever, creativity can feel like that sometimes. But it doesn't have to mean that we sign a contract in blood to make our commitment to our craft, or that we need to, you know, literally injure ourselves to enjoy our creativity. No, remember, we're supposed to be looking for the joy in something. So sometimes if it feels like you're pulling blood from a turnip, or you're squeezing blood from a turnip, I'm sorry, or opening up a vein, you know, sometimes there's a time to push through, and sometimes there's a time to rest into it and let it naturally flow for you. A lot of you know that I wrote romance novels for 20 years. 80 of them are out there. And sometimes it was a matter of pushing through. And sometimes the only way to get the creativity to flow again was just to, you know, take a day off, relax. And so you know, it's going to be your choice point, your decision as to how you bring that about. But you want to always come back to center, which is the Three of Cups: celebration, bliss, joy, happiness. And we forget sometimes that it's the little things that might... Oh, are you okay, baby? Oh, did you fall asleep on your feet? I better go. My puppy had a surgery this morning, a procedure, and she's still dopey. And I thought she was okay because she just went outside, but I think she's a little... Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. Goodbye again from me and Star Blessings. I will put him up later on my TinaLeonardShop.com and maybe eBay. I'm not sure. I wish I had I will have my scales. I've ordered new scales today. And my ruler, but I think he was 3.5 inches from Brazil. And anyway, thank you so much for joining me and for being a subscriber. Please like anything, comment, whatever, to send to push the video out so that my channel can grow and I can make more videos. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.